Hi guys, welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. First I have to apologize because it's been a while since my latest video, but I have had the most busy couple of weeks, the last 2 or 3 weeks that I ever had, and it took me by surprise, so that's why I simply hadn't have time to make the video before this night here. So I'm sorry for that. It's been a little while, but anyway, I'm back now, and I want to show you a little bench update. Show you the progress on the show rod I'm working on, and I have a Shopcard, and I want to show you one or two of my old models. But let's start with the Shopcard first. I got a Shopcard from Glen. Modelcars with Glen, and this is one of his extremely cool drawings. It looks like Christine, like she had a better life now, owned by a dragon. Maybe he's on his way to New Orleans. I can see he have those necklaces there. Yeah, it says New Orleans here and Old Orleans. Okay, yes. But anyway, extremely nice Shopcard. And if you don't know the channel Modelcars with Glen, I strongly suggest that you go and visit, because Glen, he is a really nice guy. He's funny, and he has a lot of very cool models to show. Also the ones he's working on right now, really cool models, and I really like the way he's building. So you should really go and check. And also you can see his brother's paintings. He showed one of his brother's painting in every video, and it's simply a great channel. So go and check it out. I will put the link for his channel in the description underneath this video, as usual. Now, the 70 GTX or Roadrunner build-off is put on hold, and I want to give a big shout out to Mark Batson, who had a little accident, and Mark, I really hope that you will recover 100%, and that you will recover very soon, buddy. So hang in there, we are with you. The build-off has been postponed a little bit, the deadline, because of Mark's unfortunate accident. He was so unlucky that he fell and actually got bruised up quite bad. So get well soon, Mark. Okay, the other kit I was working on, the build-off for a show rod build-off. I was working on, or I am working on, AMT's little yellow school bus show rod, and I'm aware that it doesn't look like I did very much progress on this kit, but I actually did, because let me just say, I had fitment issues a lot, and it still don't look so good. Maybe you can see here. I don't know if you can see, but you know, it's an old kit, and it's not 100%. Let me just say it like that. I had to put a strip of styrene in here because there was a gap here that I could not do anything about it. So I simply had to put a piece of strip here. I have to sand it down still. I had to shorten the bottom plate here in the front to get the body far enough towards the rear end here. And even though it looks somewhat okay now, it's not the best fitment you can see, but yeah, it is what it is. You can also see here I'm working on this one to get this one closed. I simply had to remove some material here and there to get it to look somewhat proper, but it's getting closer now, and it won't be so long before I'll take it to the paint shop. And of course, I guess you can all guess the color. Not so difficult. Although that this one will probably be a little different shade of yellow compared to most school buses I've seen, or most little yellows I've seen. So, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, even though it's not easy to see, I actually did a lot of work on this one, and that meant that it's soon ready for paint. So we'll get back to that. The deadline for this one is New Year's evening. So yeah, but I'm sure that I will make it in time, no problem, unless that I will get some unforeseen big problems with the kit. But I don't think so. So yep, that is what I'm working on right now. And as I mentioned, my 70 GTX is put a little bit on hold because the deadline was moved forward. So I work on this one instead right now. Anyway, the GTX, I did do some body work. It's almost ready for paint. So if the weather will behave, I guess that I will paint both this one and the GTX within the next week. But it depends on the weather here in Denmark. We have to wait and see. Okay, guys, let's take a look at a couple of my old models. Okay, the first one here, as you maybe can see, is AMT's 34 Ford 5 Windows Coupe. And it's a very, very old build. I guess it's built in the late 80s probably. As you can see, it's been chopped by one of my friends at the time, and I rebuilt the frame to give it this mean stance. The engine is the all-chrome engine from Lindbergh's 34 Ford pickup truck, and bits and pieces from my parts box. I can see that the scoop is from Monogram's 70 Chevelle. I always liked this scoop because it had the air filters inside. I think it's very nice. But I wanted to give this one a very aggressive stance, and I think I actually did that. I know some guys might think that is maybe a little bit over the top, but there was actually, as far as I've been told, a 1-to-1 rod in Sweden built with a stance that looked very much like this one. So, but I never seen that one myself, but I was told years after I built this one that actually there was one over there that looks like it. But anyway, the rear tires are Ari tires from the Ari or Otaki kits. Maybe you know the 70, is it a 74 Challenger? I think the yellow one they have. Those tires are from that kit. The wheels, I'm not sure where they're from. Could it be the Shizun, maybe? I'm not sure. It's many years ago I built it. Aluminum exhaust pipes. And I made this little, what do you call that? This piece under the bodywork here, to have a place to put the rear lights. But otherwise, not so much to say about it. It's a mean green machine, mean looking hot rod, and if it was street legal in Denmark, this was probably something like this that I would drive if I could afford it. I like the look of an aggressive hot rod like this. But as I mentioned, built in the late 80s, I think. Very, very old model. And yeah, I still like it. So let's take a look at the next one. That actually have a funny story, this one. Let's just place room enough for it here. This is, yeah, I think original this was an AMT kit, then it became an MPC kit, and I think it's an AMT kit again now. This one is an MPC issue, and it is the little gasser show rod, and it's actually built out of the box except for the decals on the tank here. And the funny story about this one is that I bought this one and the bad medicine show rod many years ago, before I was actually really into show rods. I like the look of this one because it had dual axles in the back, and that was actually what made me buy this one. And then I remember the old box art from the bad medicine from when I was a kid, and I really loved that box art, and that made me buy the bad medicine kit. I remember it was a company in Canada, and it was before we used computers to buy online, so I actually had to write them a letter with my order like that. I don't remember what the company was called, but it's a lot of years ago. Anyway, as I mentioned, it was before my interest for show rods began, and at one point this one and the bad medicine unbuilt ended up in a cabinet, and they were there for years and years. And then suddenly my interest in show rods started to grow. I don't really know why, but it did. And then one day I thought to myself, wait a moment, didn't I once buy 2 show rods? Where are they? And I looked all through the house, and I actually found them in a box in the back of a cabinet under some other stuff. And I was a very happy little boy, because suddenly I had the little gasser and the bad medicine to build. Anyway, this is also a very old build. Also, sometimes in the 80s I built this one. And actually I told you a little lie earlier, because it is not 100% box stock. The front tires are different also. I don't remember where I got them. Probably from my parts box, but they are not the ones in the kit. Other than that, it's box stock. I really like this kit. I think it looks extremely cool with the dual axles and yeah, and the stands. I simply think it's a cool kit. Not so much to tell about it. The 8-ball decals is from a 32 Ford, as far as I remember, and I painted the shifter knob. I don't think you can see it in there, but I painted the shifter knob to look like an 8-ball also. I painted it with a match stick, freehand, so it's not so good. But anyway, I used the Motiv metallic silver color for the tank, and also for the rest of the model. And then I covered that with the clear orange from the French car company Peugeot. I don't know how you pronounce it in English. But they had a moped where they used that clear orange, and that's why you could buy repair spray cans for the moped. And I bought that, and I just put it on top of the Motiv, and I was lucky because it worked out. So so that is actually Peugeot clear orange on a metallic silver base. The engine, of some reason, I don't know why, I painted it green, also Motiv. And I gave the nameplates here some, it can be difficult to see, but they got some clear green before I put the decals. So this was my little gasser show rod that was one of the 2 first show rods I ever bought. and it had to spend a lot of years in a dark box in the back of a cabinet before it got built. But I really treasure the model now. I really love the model, and I'm very happy that I bought it back then, and I'm very happy that I gave it this clear orange. I think it looks nice. So that's it. So guys, I would just want to say thank you for watching if you came this far, and remember to go and take a look at Modelcars with Glen, and also please take a look at my spring store, where you can see the t-shirts and the coffee mugs and other stuff, and you know, our Facebook group, Kim's Custom Garage members group. Go and check that out, and take care out there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.